Welcome to the Ring O'Bunting Crochet Pattern by the Cool Crochet Society. So I'm going to be showing you how to make this pretty bunting that will be great to hang in a nursery or for a party. I've used 100% cotton for this, for the pink and grey one, but I've also used acrylic, which is the multicoloured one. And both work up beautifully. Both keep their shape really well, although the cotton is heavier. So if you want something that's lighter and will hang more easily, then using acrylic is better for that. So if you check the links in the descriptions, you can go to the yarn I've used, and also the links for the stiffener and the other supplies that you need as well. But the written pattern is also available, and the link to that is in the description below. So happy hooking, and I really hope you enjoy making this pattern and that you enjoy using it as well. Okay, so I'm going to be using Sirdar cotton prints for this, but you can use any yarn you like. So I just prefer cotton because it's got a nice clean finish to it. It doesn't have any like fibres coming out like acrylic does, so cotton is always my go-to. So to start our rings, we're going to make a chain of 20. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay, and then we just join into the first stitch. Now I've chosen to use a 3.5mm hook for this, even though the yarn calls for a 4mm, because it just gives it a tighter look and you don't get any holes in the end. So I'd recommend going down half a hook size for no matter which yarn you're using. Okay, so then I'm going to chain 2. So I slip stitched into the first chain and done my chain 2. That chain 2 does not count as a stitch. And then all we're going to do is make 40 double crochet around this chain. Okay, I'm just going to work around our starting chain and just make all the double crochet over the top of it. Okay, so once you've got your 40 double crochet into your ring, you're going to slip stitch into the first double crochet you made. Remember that the beginning chain 2 doesn't count. And there you have your first ring. So these do have to be stiffened to keep their shape, but you can do that all at the end once you've finished all your rings. So then we need to add our next ring. So I'm going to go and weave in these ends and finish up this one, and then I'll show you how we start adding rings. Okay, so I finished that circle and weaved in all the ends, and now I'm going to start my next one, and I've chosen to use a nice pink for this one. So we're going to start with another chain of 20. (13, 14, 19 and 20. Okay, so after your first circle you do all your circles the same way. So now we're going to take our chain and I'm going to pull my foundation chain through, and the only thing you've got to remember is just take care not to twist your chain, and then slip stitch into the first. Oops, I got the wrong way around there, hang on. Helps if you go through the first one first and pull through. So there we have our first circle and second circle's joined. Then chain 2. So the circles are made exactly the same way, same number of stitches, same foundation chain. It's just that for every additional circle you add, you just join the foundation chain around the previous circle. And that's all there is to making the bunting. So after your chain 2, which doesn't count as a stitch, you can go ahead and crochet 40 double crochet around that ring. Okay, and once you are done, you're going to end up with a series of circles all joined like this. Okay, so they all move freely. So once we've done this, we need to block, and you can do them all in one go. So we're blocking and stiffening at the same time. So first things first is to make sure that your rings are arranged. So this is how I pin out my rings. So make sure everything. I make sure they're all facing the right direction and all laid out properly. And then I just pin them out. I've got the beginning of my circles. Just drawing pins top of the one onto a piece of cardboard. All going the same way. Can you tell where that box came from? So because we're using stiffener, I recommend doing this on mix, which I'll show you which stiffener I use in a second. Piece of cardboard. And just lay them out like this to dry. So I do them on both sides. Blocking mats. So I stiffen one side, leave it to dry, and all you're going to do is arrange them and then pin them out so that they've got their circle shape. To make sure that they keep their shape properly. Hang on a second. So this is the fabric stiffener I use. I use High Tack. You can tell by the bottle I've had it for quite a while, so it does go a long way. But just so it absorbs into the yarn, I dilute it with 1 part water to 2 parts stiffener. And that just means that it gets nicely absorbed into the fibres and it gets really soaked up. I just bring back my bunting. So this has been stiffened and it keeps its shape quite well. So it's not being distorted by the weight of the other rings, which is what you want. And once it's all dry, I just leave it overnight. Okay, and it usually dries just fine. So I'm in the UK, so the climate's not exactly mega hot, and it all dries usually just fine in 24 hours. And then once you unpin it, that's it. Your Ring O'Bunting is complete and ready to hang wherever you need it. Okay, so I hope you enjoy that pattern. And if you have any questions or just want to show off your Ring O'Bunting, please come over to the Facebook group. I'd love to see your creations. So all the links that you need for the written pattern and our Facebook group are in the description below. And I hope to see you again soon for the next pattern. So have a look around the YouTube channel for what else I have on offer. And I shall see you next time. Bye for now. Thank you for watching this pattern, and I really hope you enjoy making it. If you'd like to see what other patterns I have available at the Cool Crochet Society, then click the link in the description. I have other free patterns on my blog and here on YouTube, as well as crochet alongs for nice big blankets filled with lots of stitches, and other smaller projects as well. So thanks again for joining me, and don't forget to click on the follow button to see what else we have available as soon as it's published. Thanks for joining me, and bye for now.